So did you ever wonder what is Enkanomiya? I mean, what is this place filled with strange monsters, mysterious towers, puzzles, etc.? And why is this place abandoned from centuries? Why no one lives there? And why are there clouds below the surface of Enkanomiya? Is Enkanomiya upside down? Just like people say that Tevat is also upside down? Well guys, there are too many questions. But don't worry, in this video I will explain the complete history of Enkanomiya. Like how was Enkanomiya destroyed? What happened in the darkness and what happened in the light, and is Enkanomiya connected to Kanamiya? So yeah, we'll find all the answers to these questions, and now let's begin. So well, Enkanomiya is located hidden underwater within Watasumi Island, and according to lore, Enkanomiya is where the people of Watasumi Island originated from. Well, let's look at the history of Enkanomiya. So long ago, the Primordial One and its shining shades defeated the seven sovereigns and began the creation of heaven and earth for humanity's sake, and a single unified human civilization spanned the whole world, which the people of Enkanomiya were also part of. But later, an individual known as the Second One appeared suddenly from nowhere, and a war broke between them, the Primordial One and the Second One, and this battle destroyed the heavens and earth, and as a result of this disaster, Enkanomiya fell into the ocean and was severed from the surface world. So now let's talk about what happened in the years of darkness. So when Enkanomiya and its people fell into the ocean, they met against the Dragoneer of the Depths, currently known as Baptismal Bishops. Those bishops ruled the place where Enkanomiya was fell. So the people learned that Dragoneers loved the dark and shunned the light. So they used thousands of lanterns to ward them off. However, this was not particularly effective. So the people prayed and lamented, but the Primordial One and its shining shades did not hear their pleas. Only on the third year of the darkness did Izurweth, one of the four shining shades and the ruler of time, hear their lamentations, and she helped the people by giving them enough wisdom, and it was given to Urabakshi no Mikoto so that he could create the Dainichi Mikoshi, which was known as the Helios, to bring back the light again in the years of darkness. But as a result, in the year of blindness, Urabakishi's wisdom had been awakened, and the poor people began constructing the Helios under command. So this is how the years of darkness has been resolved. And now let's talk about the years of light. So the year of the Helios was completed and was the first year of the sun and moon, and with the light of the Helios they were able to successfully drive away the Dragoneer's bishops and survive, while some great Watasumi houses such as the Yuna clan track back to those days. In the second year of the sun and moon, the people of Bakuyakoku sought for a way back to the surface, cause of course they were still under the ocean, thinking the war has surely ended by now, but they were unable to reach the surface because they were blocked by unknown means. The people thought this as a ban from the Primordial One and assumed that the battle was over between the Primordial One and the Second One, and the Second One was defeated. Around this time, a cabal of corrupt nobles manipulated the people of Bakuyakoku into worshipping the Dainichi Mikoshi, which is also Helios, that was giving light from all these years and removed the darkness. So yeah, as a god and installed a puppet ruler known as a sun child, Urabakshi opposed the corrupt nobles. So the sun child, which was also a fake god made by the corrupt nobles, accused Urabakshi of high treason and imprisoned him. On the 10th year of the sun and moon, Urabakshi had died and his clothes and body were enshrined in various places in acknowledgement of his achievements for creating the Helios, and with the Helios they were able to survive, and this all credit goes to Urabakshi. Well, others such as Spartacus also attempted to oppose the rule of the Sun Children, but failed and also imprisoned. The years of Sun and Moon was continued under the rule of the Sun Children, or should I say the corrupt nobles, and they ruled until the arrival of Urabakshi. At some point, the people of Enkanomiya built the towers of the three realms and also the borders of Bakuyakoku. And because Bakuyakoku was on the border between three different realms, the human realm, the elemental realm where the bishops live, and the Abyssal Realm, also known as the Void Realm. So, well, the people of Enkanomiya built these towers to stabilize the tendencies of Bakuyakoku and maintain harmony between the three realms. Since these towers are so important, they were hidden using secret arts and can only be summoned by shrine maidens such as Iboshi and the vessels of Watasumi. The ancient names of these towers have been long forgotten and now been renamed, such as Yachi Matahiko Locus, the Yachi Matahime Locus, and Kunada Locus. And during this time, the people of Enkanomiya observed some special phenomena, the mirages and the synshades, which they referred as the Eidolons. It was not until the arrival of Urabakshi that they were able to understand them. So let's look what happened after the arrival of Urabakshi. So after being defeated in the Archon War and fleeing the continent of Teyvat, the ancient god later known as Urabakshi appeared in the Bakuyakoku. A young child of Enkanomiya found the god in the cave and asked Urabakshi to become their god. Taking pity on them, Urabakshi overthrew the Sun Childrens and defeated the Dragoneers and sealed them away. Urabakshi then used the corals growing off its body to create a path back to the surface world and created Watasumi Island. The people it saved named this new land as Enkanomiya and in turn became referring to Bakuyakoku as Enkanomiya. They also began worshipping this god as their Urabakshi and Watasumi Omikami. So on the last day of Enkanomiya, before the people relocated above the sea, envoys from Kanriya along with Runeguard came and stole the book The Sun and Moon, a book that Urabakshi personally placed a ban upon. However, the people fought and prevented the loss of the book, but were also critically injured. Well, if we talk about Kanriya, so Kanriya had also existed back when Enkanomiya was populated, but however, they were not fully contemporary, as it seemed that Kanriya had been established long after Enkanomiya had sunk into the ocean, and it seems the interaction between Kanriya and Enkanomiya had only become possible when Enkanomiya opened to the outside world. And in the end, the people of Kanriya learned the ancient language of Teyvat and managed to keep it alive after Kanriya itself was destroyed and its inhabitants turned into the Abyss Order. And even now, some of the members of the Abyss Order remain in Enkanomiya, attempting to find more of Celestia's secret to aid in their plans. So if we talk about the present time in Kanamiya, well, after every few thousand years begins to bleach the soil of Watasumi Island, which would ultimately endanger the island and slowly turn it into desert if it will not be solved accordingly. And along with the Dragoneers of the depths or some other monsters that may have resided inside and waiting to escape the surface, in order to stop this from happening, the people of Watasumi Island must conduct a ritual known as Watasumi Mitama Tasuri, which involves the use of a jade coral branch broke off from the depths of Enkanomiya. So yeah, this is all I have to say about Enkanomiya and its history and all the other things. But if you want me to bring a detailed video about Enkanomiya, then comment down below and also subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And now, thanks for watching.